go ahead and take your seats, so we'll get started. The traffic being what it is, a lot of people have been running late today, and we're not the only ones. I'm Clayton Sinyai. I'm Political Director of Labor's Local 11 and Chairman of the Campaign for a Living Wage. And I want to thank you all for fighting that traffic and coming out here today on this important issue. All the communities of the DC metro area except for Fairfax County, and that's the district, Alexandria, Arlington, Montgomery County, Prince George's County, they've all adopted a living wage policy in recent years. A living wage is not a minimum wage that applies to all workers. It's a minimum wage for public contracts issued by that city or county. Most of these counties have established living wages between $11 and $12 an hour. In other words, between $22,000 and $24,000 per year for a full-time worker. That's not a lot in Northern Virginia, but it's enough to bring a family earning that salary above the poverty line. The living wage is a simple concept. No one who works on a taxpayer-funded contract should live in poverty. The people who clean our government buildings, cut our park lawns, and tend our public garages should not receive a wage so low that they qualify for public assistance. A living wage is fair to our workers and pays off in better quality public services for county residents. We at the Campaign for a Living Wage have discussed this issue with several members of the Board of Supervisors, and we're happy to report that everyone we've spoken to so far has been sympathetic, and no one has ruled it out. However, a lot of them had questions after our presentations about different aspects of the policy, and that's why we brought together this hearing today. Although we're under very strict, to answer these questions, we've invited a series of expert witnesses, each to testify in their area of specialty. Although we're under very strict time constraints, this room is occupied after the time we have here. Anyone who does not have an opportunity to, we have set aside a little time at the end of the program for people to ask questions to the panel or to offer comments. And if you don't have a chance within the time allotted, we'll be keeping the record open for another week after this hearing is closed, and you can send your written comments to us. Because when we're finished, we're going to compile these into a written record and forward it along to all the members of the Board of Supervisors to answer the questions that they've asked. We're confident that our report will give them the facts they need in order to take action. Our panel today is chaired by Fairfax County Supervisor Catherine Hudgins, who has been a forthright supporter of the living wage from the beginning. She'll be assisted by John Liss, Director of Tenants and Workers United, and Hugo Carballo, Business Manager and President of Labor's Union Local 11. I wish I had time to thank everyone who helped make this happen, but we only have the room for 2 hours, well, less than 2 hours at this point, and our witnesses wouldn't get turn to speak. It goes without saying that we're very grateful to Supervisor Hudgins, to our co-chairs, and to all our expert witnesses that came out today. I'd like to especially thank the Laborers Union and the Northern Virginia AFL-CIO for invaluable help in getting the ball rolling, as well as Frank Blackman, formerly of the Virginia Organizing Project, and John Horsch from the social justice group SALT, and one of our first witnesses. So at this point, if any of the co-chairs wish to make an opening remark, they're welcome to do so, or we can move right on into Shannon Sullivan from the AFL-CIO will begin to introduce witnesses.
May I thank you? Good afternoon. There it's on. Good afternoon. I am Supervisor Kathy Hudgins from the Hunter Mill District, Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. And I do want to thank you for allowing me to participate in this public forum. As indicated, I understand the issue of a living wage and am a supporter of providing a living wage. I wanted to also indicate that and emphasize that this is not a Fairfax County Board sponsored event, as my presence here does not represent the board. I also want to acknowledge that I am in the district of Mason District Supervisor Penny Gross, and I know that she is at a different event and that the group has met with her, and I have always had a working relationship with Supervisor Gross and look forward to continue that on this particular issue. I want to take 2 moments to just simply give you the viewpoint that I have about the living wage, not to distract from the others. I have worked with the Board of Supervisors as a member and as a staff member for now going on 12 years. And I can recall the Doomsday Budget of 1997, in which Fairfax County made drastic cuts. Those cuts were made in several areas in our county services. But one that was most graphic to me was when we contracted all of our custodial services for the county. As a staffer in Fairfax County, it was very graphic to me because as we lost those persons as our employees in Fairfax County, I fielded all of the questions regarding the challenges they faced, because what they did face was a lowering of wages, and the contracts did not secure them a living wage or an adequate wage, a wage substantially less. And what we have learned is that when we have provided contracted services, we have provided no guarantee in the wages that those employees would have. In doing so, we recognize what has happened over the growth in disparity in wages. We know that over the past 4 years, we have seen a drastic increase of the upper level of the wage scale and a much slower increase of the lower level of the wage scale. So what we face today is how do we meet the needs and the responsibilities that working class people would make without them having an equal opportunity to increase their wages and make the difference. And I want to conclude as to what it means to me as a local supervisor. As a local supervisor, I look to meet and work with my constituents in terms of how they can continue to help me build community. That means that when you're looking for a house, you are absent the wages that it takes, and it distracts from the kind of community that I can build. When it means working with their children, it means that we're taking time from family life in order for those children to be able to have the kind of support that they need. Families that have 2, 3, multiple jobs do not have time to give their children the support they need. Therefore, I look forward to the questions that come before us, and look forward to working with my colleagues and the constituents in Fairfax County to see how we can advance the issue. Thank you very much. Now I think